Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, Katelyn. I do lifestyle videos, maybe some fashion, maybe some fitness. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But for today, I'm going to share with you what's on my iPhone. I'm just going to preface this video by saying, before I sat down to film, I had to look back at my two previous videos that I filmed when I filmed them to make sure I didn't wear the same sweater, because it's Sunday and all I wear is sweater and leggings. Let's jump into this video, shall we? Starters, I have the iPhone XS, so from the newer launch, but the smaller one. It's the gold one. My case that's on it is from OtterBox. It's got this, I don't know if you can tell, maybe, no. It's like a shimmery stardust one that I will link down below. I will put a little screen grab right here so you can actually see the screen video as I talk through. So if I'm not looking directly at the camera, it's because I need to look at my phone to explain it to you. So let's get this started. So from right here, this is my home screen. Basic ones. I have one other screen here, just the two screens, and then obviously the basic utilities. I don't even know what you would consider that screen. But from here, let's just walk you through them. A lot of the basic apps on here. I use the Reminders app a ton just to kind of have my to-do list on me, and I could keep adding things. Actually, I need to remember to wash my makeup brushes, so we will throw that in there before I forget. I can't type. So that's my to-do list. Let me clear some of the stuff out that I'm not using. Notes is another one I use a lot. You can see right here, that is some video ideas, and then anything else that I need to keep track of that is not like a to-do list item that I can check off. That's my notes. Photos, I actually don't have any photos on my phone right now because I try and clear them off every other week just to save a little space, and I'm a little bit OCD where I just don't like having that there. Clocks, the usual. I do use this bedtime clock a lot. I can turn it on for tomorrow. Just easier for me, and it kind of eases you into the wake up versus the like regular alarms. But that is that. Emails, I do use both the Gmail and the Mail app. I find the Gmail app itself is better for the Gmail accounts to keep track of them, but I like the Mail one so then I can keep access to my all my emails that aren't from Gmail. Calendar, use this pretty religiously for work. Obviously it's Sunday today. I don't have anything on my to-do list but film. Finance apps, banking, credit cards, PayPal, Venmo. Mint is a really cool app for, I don't want to go into that so then you don't like actually see my finances, but it's a cool app for tracking finances. It's by Intuit. Can keep track of your spending, your investments, all of that cool stuff. Paycom is just my app for work to keep track of my paychecks and my logins. Verizon, settings. My little travel setting here has my maps, my Yelp. I'm really big on Yelp reviews, especially when I'm out of town. Gas Buddy is just for checking gas prices. Uber, Lyft. Transit Stop is the Chicago app to keep track of the CTA and the trains. Parkwiz and Spot Hero are two parking apps that I use. Also Park Chicago, that's the meter app. Eating apps, plane apps, Airbnb. That is all in that category. My weather app, this A over here is actually my auto owner insurance card. Home, just some fun little things to use around the house for technology. Starbucks app, must have. I have been a gold member since I was in college, and I usually renew it a couple years ahead of time. So yeah, that's just my Starbucks app. Next category right here is health. I'm going to openly say that, especially when it comes to my health and my photography little folders, I don't use all of my apps very often. I have my favorites, but I like to kind of have backups, and I'll download apps a lot just to kind of play around with them. But they might not be something I use regularly. So back to this health. Health is the basic app, that first one that comes with your iPhone. These two next to it are HealthMate and Thermo. So Thermo is for the Withings Nokia thermometer that I have, smart thermometer. HealthMate is an app that's for the Withings Nokia scale that I use. Super cool scale. It has fancy features like measuring your heart rate and estimating your body fat, your muscle mass, your bone density, all of that fun stuff. My Chart is just the app for my doctor's office. Activity, another one that comes standard with the iPhone. It links up to my watch here, keeps track of kind of my steps and all that stuff. Zones is a fun app if you're into fitness. It kind of keeps track of heart rate zones based on your workouts. Let me see if I can do like something. So you go like this, it'll go through all of your basic workouts and tell you how long you did them. When you actually click them, it can tell you how long you were in each of the heart rate zones for. Many people are very interested in being in their fat burn zone, so if you need something to kind of keep track of this and you have a heart rate monitor that'll pair to your iPhone, it's a cool thing to look into. It is free. After that, Map My Run. I use that when I'm running through the city. If I want to run through downtown and I want to create a specific mileage run, I'll go online, I'll create it, and I'll upload it to my phone. But I also really love Nike Run Club. I just have been using that more for like freeform runs when I don't have a distance in mind. Not a big runner, so again, they don't use very often. Nike Training is a super cool app if you just need a workout on the go. I kind of rely on that, and then I just downloaded this Shred one here. Haven't used it yet, but I use those for days that I want to work out, but I don't want to design my own workout. The Peloton app, obviously, you know, if you know the Peloton bike, there's classes and things like that. The app is the same. You just have different workout options for you to do, similar to both Shred and Nike Training, that gives you a workout without you having to do it yourself. Moving there, Peloton Smolov is something that I used a little bit more when I was in the strength and conditioning realm for my internship. It's a great tool. This one is not free to be able to increase your max reps. So it's a guide by guide step. So if you want to increase the weight on your squat and have a new 1 rep max or bench or any of the above, whatever you want, you can download the app. It's like 99 cents and it will give you the program of what you need to do day by day to actually achieve that goal. 6-pack abs. I used to use this app a long time ago. I don't use it quite as much anymore because they changed it and I just don't like it as much. But again, kind of goes along the lines of like Shred and Peloton and Nike Training, where if I want to do a core workout and I just don't want to think about it, I want it to be a no-brainer, I'll open up the app and then I'll go to the train page, click one, and then just see kind of what, if I can actually find how to use this app. It's been so long. If I just want to see kind of what exercises are suggested. After that, I have 2 paid for apps. They come as a bundle. I actually have the like full version of this on my iPad, which if you want to see what's on my iPad, it's more of a business-esque version. I can film one of those for you. But iMuscle is just kind of like a really cool breakdown if you're in the realm of kinesiology, exercise science. Super awesome. We'll give it a second while it loads. And you actually have this human body and you can pick by muscle group. So let's say we want to work into the pec. It'll actually give you exercises specifically to that muscle. Same thing, we can go into all the different muscles. So I can zoom out on my human body here. If it's not really responding to me, let's go into the brachialis. Whole bunch of different exercises that you can go through, secondary exercises that are engaging it but not primarily using it, as well as stretches for the muscle. It's super cool in my realm because obviously I work in exercise science. I'm a personal trainer, so if I need to kind of recap on my education, it's a cool thing for me to look into. iYoga is one that came with it. Similar, actually, like I've never opened this app before, so that's popping up. But same thing, it'll go through poses, programs, things like that, just in case you need a reference. Don't do yoga very often, but you know. Theragun app, Theragun came in and did a really awesome workshop with us at work and a bunch of other Chicago trainers. So this app is essentially just a guide to what to do if you have a certain issue. So if I'm like, okay, my back is bothering me, it will give me guidelines of how I need to pursue using Theragun on myself or on a client to get the most effective use out of it. So what this means is you go down A to B, you go down C to D, and that's your path of 2 minutes to relax the muscles. Sorry, the light is coming and changing because it's like the sun. Moving on from there, stretching. Similar to eye yoga, it's one of those things where if I need an added stretch and I'm just like, my brain is not functioning, I can go to that app and get a little insight. Seconds, another app, that one was 99 cents or so, somewhere around that range. There's another one that's very similar that's free. This is just the one that I prefer. I use this for work. I teach a lot of HIIT and circuit classes, and it's awesome to be able to create my own timers. I will go through one that you can just kind of see. Let me go through the edit version. So I can actually go through and type out what exercise like I want them to do. I can go into details on them. I actually might have an older one, yeah. So this older one actually has all the details of the exercises, what they're doing. I type out how long they're doing it for, how long their rests, if they have rests between the exercises. Super cool, easy to use, but you don't have to be a personal trainer to use it. If you want to do a HIIT circuit on your own, it's a great timer, so then you don't have to like start and stop your watch or your phone every single time that you're doing it. Last apps in here, I don't get to use these very often. I have the Calm app. I really like the rainwater sounds. Think of like a child's sound machine. IBS is an app because I suffer from some digestive issues, and my doctor had given me this big packet on it, and it was just easier for me to pay the 99 cents and be able to browse it as I need to. Last one is MyFitnessPal. Again, I don't use it super often, but if I'm going to use one to kind of track macros and things like that, that is the one I will go to. Next folder, this is just kind of the utilities, all of the things that came with the phone. I do use my wallet a lot for any of my little like rewards cards. Books I use a lot. I keep a lot of workout programs in here that I might follow from other fitness professionals. Then I have my CPR card. So there's some from Kaylee Ulam, Keller Rose, Paige Hathaway, Alexa Jean. Just anything I might follow. I actually have one in here. This is the recent one from Buff Bunny that is free on her website. I can link that down below just in case you want it. But that is all that's on the files. I actually use Google Drive for most of my files, so anything that I need for school, for work, for personal, I will just keep it on Google Drive because then it's easier to get across all of my devices. So I have that down here. Then I can just essentially switch accounts. Other than that, WhatsApp, that's just on there. It's the way that we communicate with the whole group at work. Zoom, if I have conference calls or meetings like that, and not everyone has FaceTime, so we just do it that way. MindBody, that's a way for some of my clients to book sessions. Dartfish is a super fun app. This is a monthly payment one. I actually have this for school, but I used to use it when I worked in rehab. It's a great movement analysis app, so you can actually upload a movement and analyze it. So let's go to one of my old ones from school. Like we'll do this deadlift one. You can watch me actually go through a deadlift, and I can go through all of the different moving joints and components, and I can actually add arrows and angles and things of that nature. So super fun on that one. Other than that, at the bottom, I just have my messages, my phone, my internet. My internet typically always has, hi Roman, something I'm shopping for, or I always kind of keep this one up because I do, again, I'm a very big fan of convenience when it comes to my workouts. So I use the Quad Guy's Daily Pump to refer to if I need something to do for myself and I don't want to think about it, but I also really like his monthly mobility, and then he has a whole bunch of other really great information. His membership is like $60 for the entire year, so super cool if you're looking for more tips. Moving into my last and final page, photography, this is my second large folder. Has a lot of apps into it, 3 whole pages of apps. Like I said, I don't really use a lot of them. Snapseed is really good for fine adjustments. Visco has really good filters, but I mostly use my Lightroom. In this Lightroom app, I have a whole bunch of presets that I've paid for and I've downloaded, things like that. So if I want to go into a photo I took, I can go over to the presets I've saved, and these are all of the ones that I've purchased and have my own private presets for. That is how I try and create a cohesive theme on my Instagram. So my camera just cut me off, so let's jump back into the photography folder. A color story changed, so I don't really use that as much anymore because there's like no free option. Now you have to have a membership. Afterlight, really cool for light leaks. Darkroom, Polar. Fuji is the one that makes your photos look like they were taken on an old school camera. Unfold is super awesome for stories. This is how people get those collages in their stories. This is how I do my collages. So if you follow me on Instagram, we'll go to Brady. I post a lot of her workouts. You want to see how I make those? That's all this app. The only one I paid for in-app was to get the like film version of it. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff is free. On here, Storylux is similar to Unfold. I haven't really used that one too much. So Retouch is super cool if you want to remove an object or something from a photo. Magic Erasers is for removing backgrounds. Kind of finicky, but it'll do the trick. Airbrush and Facetune are very similar. Facetune, I really like the whitening feature on it. Montage, little app, I use it a lot just to get a colored background. Diptyque is good for photo frames. I use it a lot for Poshmark. Square Ready, again, photo frames. Canva, Studio, those are all like typeface apps. Other type apps. Then we go into some more like video editing apps. The last two at the bottom, those Canon and those GoPro, are just to connect to my cameras. After that, we have Planoly. This is kind of how I check my feed, and I'll upload a photo in it to see if it'll match. But that's that. My Instagram app. For some reason you don't know my Instagram, this is it. You can follow me. And then Snapchat, don't really use that very often anymore. Pinterest, very inspo based. YouTube Studio is just the app for how I can edit and manage my videos. Then we go into some shopping apps, nothing crazy here, just kind of my go-tos. Reward Style, I am a new Reward Style member, so this is how I link all of my outfits and things like that for you. Popular Pays is a fun app for influencers to do local and like some brand deals. I haven't used that recently. I know they did an update to it too. Influencer is super cool to like write reviews and read reviews on mostly like beauty-based products. Last folder, here's my entertainment folder. Has a couple games in it. This design home game I am obsessed with. You basically just put furniture in a house. Last two here are my Spotify and my Shazam, and overall that is what's on my iPhone. Oh, I forgot to mention, so my backgrounds on my phone, this one like on my home screens, that is from an Etsy print that I purchased. I actually purchased it for like room decor, and I thought it made a good background. And then lastly, the one that is on my lock screen is just my puppy. But that is all that's on my iPhone. If you have any questions or you want more details about any of the apps, let me know. If you want to see how I use the apps to edit photos, or you want to see what's on my iPad, which like I said is more like work-based things, I will be happy to film a video like that for you too. But that's all I got for you today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!